Well guys, I managed to find the old toy box with all the Transformers in it. It's a bit dusty, but it was in the attic for over 10 years, so we'll take a little look and see what's in here. So we do have quite a lot. Let's just start here, I guess, with Bumblebee. It's kind of the basic Transformer that everybody knows. Great detail on these older figures. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's nostalgic for these, but they're surprisingly well done for the year that they come out in. I think things nowadays just aren't as good. But yeah, these are really cool. I love how well engineered they are. I mean, the likeness of Bumblebee is pretty good here. You can see the head sculpt is great. There's not a lot of paint on it, which you could argue is good because it won't get scratched. You could argue that it's bad because there's not much painted detail. It's whatever. We're missing a hand though. Missing his right hand, which I think was a cannon. That kind of sucks. Hopefully it's in the box. But they've even got the license plate painted here. Wow. I think this is from the second movie. I don't think it's from the first movie. I don't think the toys were nearly as good as the ones from the second movie. But a lot of articulation on these, quite comparable to like modern figures. Really cool though. Let's see if we can find that cannon for that right arm though. We'll just continue with the Bumblebee, I guess. We have the older one, the original. Here we have them all transformed. Man, I personally prefer this look for Bumblebee. I'm in the minority for that, but I prefer classic cars. You can see the difference in the sculpting and the head there. There's great detail on the license plate again though, but that head is definitely dated, but the car is great. It looks relatively seamless. I mean, there's obviously going to be seams because of the Transformer, but I'd say it looks really good. It really captures that like used Camaro. We'll take a look here at Sideswipe, one of my favorites. Really cool figure, really cool character. I think these blades just fold back on their own. Yeah, so if you move one, moves the other on like a ratchet. It's really cool. And that goes on both hands, part of the transformation. Loads of detail though. See, even though this was part of the transformation, and people can use it, and it's, you know, it's unique in that way. Here we have it all transformed as the Corvette, which is a really good looking car. I believe this was like a Corvette concept that they brought out for Transformers around about the same time as Transformers, but it looks really good. Man, that silver paint is holding up really good considering the age. Here we have that original Bumblebee. Just, should I transform it? Nah, we'll wait till we get that cannon and then we'll transform it. And then I'll maybe compare them, I don't know. We'll go for this Sideswipe as well, because I don't know why I have two. This is the alternate color scheme one with the red and the black. And I think this one was broken, which is why it's always, yeah. So it's missing the heel bit, which would be the front bumper. Which is a shame, because I actually think this looks like a really good version of Sideswipe when it's transformed. But we'll just keep this robot mode. No point in transforming it. But you can see this black like racing stripe down it, and it's got the red glass instead of the blue. Other than that, it's the same figure. It's got the black panel along one of the blades, which would be the door panel. Quite unique. I think it's a great color scheme. You should see a wee bit more detail on here. I didn't really show it on the first one. Really good likeness on the head. Way better than Studio Series, in my opinion. I mean, look at these like hydraulics. They're rubber. And they move with the figure, and then you've got like the hydraulic at the back, which will push the knee pad down with the leg. These were really good engineered toys. And here we have, I think, Drift. From, I think this is Age of Extinction or The Last Night. Probably The Last Night. So, I think he was Bugatti in that Age of Extinction. This one's he's the Mercedes. But this was one of my favorite figures. I got this when I was a little bit older. When the movie came out, I wasn't a kid anymore. I was in high school, and I think this was one of my last figures. But really cool. I love the look of this Mercedes. It's very similar to like a Dodge Viper, just in the shape. But man, I love that front grille. The paint on this is really cool. It's missing a little bit right at the hinge at the back, but looks great otherwise. And I love this figure. And here we have Jazz from the first movie, which was a very popular character in the first movie. Not sure why, other than he was just really cool. But man, this figure was very popular back then. I remember a lot of people trying to like trade for him. Good detail. He does have like, I guess, battle damage on him, which makes sense because of the only time we've really seen Jazz too much was on the final fight, which he met his demise. But the actual figure itself is pretty good. It's a little bit chunky, which I guess back then, I mean, that was 2007, it would make sense. I think they really came up with too many good transformations back then, or at least like size-wise, they were a bit all over the place. Here we have, I think, Mudflap from Dark of the Moon, which he was cut from the movie for controversy reasons. But you can see these hands are different sizes. Get them transformed. So we're missing the windshield and the hood. But you do see a lot of detail there, which is awesome. You see how sad he looks. He looks so miserable being a small car, a small hatchback. And we will take a look. The prototype. So this is the pro form for, everyone says Optimus Prime. I believe the figure was advertised as the pro form for Optimus Prime. Personally, I think this could be the pro form for literally anyone. When I was a kid, I used to pretend it was just a different Autobot. I don't think it particularly looks like any of the characters. Here we can see it as, I guess, a comet or a truck, Cybertron truck, or just an asteroid. Not too sure. They did a good job with what they had from the movie. They didn't need to do that as a figure at all, but they did. And, you know, it kind of looks cool. It looks like a bug. Have Bone Crusher. People went mental for Bone Crusher when I was a kid. Great decal here. This is a good looking truck. I remember everyone thought he was the coolest Decepticon because he had these bomb forks, I guess, on these ratchet system, these cogs. Really cool. I mean, he was only in the movie for like 4 minutes, but people loved him. I think it's just because he's got such a unique look about him. You can see his head underneath here, which is really the only part of him you can really see when he's in robot form or car form. And then transformed here, you can see how odd he looks, because he does look odd. But it looks cool, man. It's very military and very Decepticon. I think it looks great. You can see the head a little bit better. All that detail. Man, there's so much in here. Let's go for one of these ones. Smaller one. So this is Galvatron from Age of Extinction, I think. Would be, I think. Not sure what class this is. It's got a little button back here to spin the chest beam, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of sculpted detail on this figure. I mean, look at the head. That is a lot of detail, man. Not a lot of figures even bother with that now. The arms look a bit shit. I mean, they're a bit weak. That's to do with the transformation, you know. There's not much they could have done with that at this scale. So it's definitely not like... I don't think this is deluxe. I think this is probably a scout class or something. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. You can see Galvatron underneath here. But this is a good looking like truck once it's transformed. I think it looks great. See all that detail on the flatbed there. On the hitch. That looks great. Shame they never done that in a leader class, because I would have bought that. Because that looks cool. It's a cool looking figure. Here we have, I think this one's Rampage. Might be wrong. I get Rampage and, well, there's a few Decepticons that are, I always get confused. It's a pretty cool one though. I do like the Transformers that resemble animals. I know Rise of the Beast has not long come out, a couple months or years ago. I think the chest open, kind of, a little bit. I'm not sure if that's part of the transformation. I can't remember much about this figure. And it's got a broken gun here. That's a bit of a shame. It's missing like the barrel. Still looks fine though. The head has loads of detail, especially on the teeth there. I think this is an action button. Let's see what happens if I push this. Do I pull it? Ah. So you push the lever down and it opens the jaws and moves the ears. That's cool. That's cool. Can make it look like he's eating cereal or some shit. What an idiot. That is a good looking figure though, man. Loads of detail on all of these. I never really transformed this. If it can transform, I always kept it as a I guess a panther or lion or whatever it's supposed to be. Here we have Lamborghini, which would be Hot Rod, which I believe is the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. Might be wrong. But look at the detail on that logo there for Lamborghini. It looks great. It's a shame these figures came out when they did, because this is when I stopped collecting these figures or just buying them. I stopped it round about this time, and look how good this figure looks. This was just a regular deluxe. You've got a great sculpted head. Got all that detail around the mouth and the eyes. The detail goes all the way down. It's got that really nice silver paint that they use. And it's a thin figure. It's not chunky. It doesn't have loads of bulk. It is a good looking figure. And I feel like if they had went back and done some of the other figures with the engineering of this, that I would have bought the whole lineup, because this looks really good. See the wheels here and back, and you can still see that Lamborghini logo coming off his ass. That's great. Great detail. What should we do next? Ironhide. Well, this Ironhide is missing a few bits. Seems like he's missing these cannons. That's a bit of a shame. And this is the blue version of Ironhide, which obviously you'd want the black version being screen accurate, but I think I preferred the blue version for a long time. Just because it breaks up the colours a little bit. Here we have the gap bit. Just fills the gap a wee bit. Ironhide was my favourite of the original Autobots back in 2007. Looks really good. It's quite a chunky figure, which makes sense for Ironhide. Got this bumper here. Yeah, I won't transform it all the way into robot form, I mean. See if we can get it into a truck in a minute. See if I can find Well, here's the hood and the windshield for Mudflap. So that's that done. Couldn't really figure out how to transform it all the way, but it was good enough. Back to Ironhide. Not sure. Yeah, not sure where the cannons are. We are also missing the windshield and roof on this one. Yeah, we'll see if we can find that in here as well. Megatron being next. This is the leader class from 2007, which has this play feature. I think this one takes batteries and lights up as well and plays some sound. Batteries are long dead if there are. I mean, this hasn't probably had new batteries since 2007 anyway. Man, well, it's such a basic figure, but it does look really cool. Here we have like the mace part. You can see the chain on the inside that would come out. Don't think I ever detached that or used that. No. I'm not going to transform this one because it would take too long and it probably wouldn't fit in frame. So I'll probably just do some close-ups on that. But you can see that it is supposed to resemble the Cybertronian like jet. And here we have like the construction vehicles. You can see a few in here that look like they're duplicates. But these were my favorite Decepticons actually for a long time. I really like the look of the construction ones. Pretty sure the tracks are supposed to disconnect, but I don't know how to do that. I've forgotten and I don't want to break it, so yeah. But they are soft like rubber. They probably just clip in. You can see the bottom part there. It was like this, you know, disconnected. I'll watch a YouTube video on how to transform it. I'm not going to bother the now. But yeah, you get the idea of the figure. At the moment, it just looks like he's dying for the toilet. It's just fine. I mean, he's a Decepticon, right? Transformed looks really good. Not sure I've done the hands correct. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to fold up, but this is fine. Looks good. Looks really good, actually. I remember these ones were always on sale. I think nobody wanted them, which is probably why I've got two. I remember anytime there was a birthday present from a friend, it was probably stuff that was in the discount aisle, and that was usually that.